Hi everybody, it's Rainy and I am a mess. My hair is just pulled up. I had it all curled pretty, took forever on it yesterday, and it's a mess now. So yeah, you're gonna have to just deal with it. I apologize. I fell asleep, of course, right when I got home. Just had a couple hours in the morning, 2.5 hours before I had to leave. And so I look like a wreck. I laid right on my face, so everything's messed up, and my hair was just a disaster. So I pulled it up, and here we go. So you're just gonna have to put up with me looking like a hot mess today. But anyway, I just wanted to quick pop in and give a little video on. This has been a pretty crazy week. It's Wisconsin State Fair time, so I was out by a friend of mine's horses, helping her to kind of get them ready and everything for what she's doing with them. A couple of draft horses, beautiful Belgians that love them to death. And then it was quite hectic with that, but in the most wonderful way ever. And then just kind of catching up with life, and the kids were demanding, so it's been a really, really wild week. So I haven't had a lot of time to think of ideas or, get everything prepared. But I wanted to throw out a quick video about some of the ideas I had going on and what I think I'm going to do next. So I find art therapy to be really helpful for me. I have a really hard time opening up with my PTSD and talking to people. That's why YouTube's a really good outlet for me. But I find using art, so painting and sketching, to be really helpful. So I keep a little sketchbook always with me when I drive and stuff like that. It's in my purse, and that way when I stop somewhere, if I have a long wait at a doctor's office or wherever it may be, at a therapist's, whatever, I have something to do to help me, something else to focus on. So it helps me to think better, and that way I open up a little better when I talk to people. So I was thinking, I love to paint and do things along those lines. I was thinking of having a really serious one-on-one with you guys discussion, really think about some deep things that I had trouble talking about, when I first got diagnosed with PTSD and some of my other issues, and then with PTSD, I should say, some issues that I had around that, and just really open up and talk about harder things while either painting or sketching something, and that way I was more comfortable, or would be more comfortable opening up, and it would all around be just easier and better, in a better situation, and maybe could help you guys and help me a lot, because I get to open up and have you guys listen and be so supportive. I was also thinking of taking you guys out by my horses, showing you them and just the gist of that and how they help me and help others around me. That's something I've wanted to do for a while now, so if that's something you guys would be interested in. I have a Mustang named Midge, and then I have a foal I'm getting who's an American quarter horse. It's still in utero, so not born yet, but I'm really excited to get him or her. And yeah, so I would like to kind of bring you guys along with that journey. It's going to be really, really exciting. So if you guys would like that, let me know, and I would happily keep you as part of that as well. So I thought those were some video ideas I could really, really let you guys into my life and open up a little bit more personally with you guys, and it would be a really beautiful time. I also was thinking, trying to think of how to word it. There's a few other ideas that I had on videos. I was thinking of just introducing you more to the girls and explaining how hard it can be to be a parent with PTSD, and ways that I cope with parenting, because they're loud. They'll scream or, make a screechy noise, a happy one, and, a playful noise, bang a toy, and that's really triggering for someone like me with uncomplicated PTSD, where it kind of explodes, into flashbacks and stuff like that. So I wanted to open up a little more about how I manage to parent with it and not be gone all day, in a flashback and stuff like that. I would really like to get that video out pretty soon, sooner than later. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll get that up, before some of the other ones, but I don't know. I just really want to run a bunch of ideas out there right now and see what y'all think about it, and what videos people seem interested in and which ones they don't. And then a video I really need to redo is the Why I Got Tattoos video. I wanted to post that because everybody at the time was posting videos like that on YouTube, and tattoos are clearly just a huge part of my life. I'm like 75% covered, maybe a little more, and I do have some little tiny blank spots for filler, I guess, but I'm very, very, very covered. So I really wanted to get a video up, put one together, and I didn't think it through when I posted it. I knew what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to make it long. I was kind of like, well, no one wants to hear all this. I just want to see some, and I really didn't know how to sit there and have every angle shown, which now I have a couple of different setups I can use at home that'll be better for that. So, or I can even have somebody help me. I've got a couple people who would. So I've got a better idea of how to do this video. I really want to post that and update you guys on what my tattoos mean, because I just kind of said why I got them. The truth is, each of my tattoos basically are like the story of my life. So I have different butterflies that stand for people, and each one, butterflies and moths, stand for a different person in my life. Each picture stands for an event in my life from birth to now, good and bad, that I feel were monumental, that kind of wrote the story of my life. And then I have flowers that represent events and people, most of the time, that passed. So since they're alive, but they're not as alive as like a butterfly or something that's more moving around and stuff like that. That's why I designed them that way. And I thought it would be kind of like the perfect little, a way to represent that. So I really want to go like tattoo to tattoo and show you guys like my horse ones and the ones that represent people and some of the hardships I went through, and really, even I've got one or two that I'm going to keep forever and ever, but they're, they were definitely not as serious, or just I was kind of in like a goofier, younger place in life. So kind of want to do that as well, and own up to like the silly ones, and just have like a really long, nice talk with you guys about my artwork, and then show you guys it. And I think I'm going to break it down into 2 videos, an emotional one where it's really opening up and explaining to y'all what each one means and why and blah blah blah, like the story. And then I want to do a video that's about showing you them, so it's more of a look at each one, each individual piece, and just more of a lookbook for my tattoos, I guess. Because if you put them together, it's going to be hours long. So I'm going to break it up the best I can. It'll probably be a bunch of videos. So maybe do an arm in a 7-minute video or something, and show you the artwork on my arms or something. And kind of go back and forth and do stuff like that. So that's one of my big ideas right now that I kind of want to do, and I think will be fun to share with you guys. And I love music. I play guitar, and I did some metal vocals for a long time too in the band I was in. So I don't know, I might want to show you some of my music tattoos and all as well. And I used to collect Fender Stratocasters, and kind of the story of how I stupidly let that part of my life go and how I would like to get back into it. I want to do a video about that as well. I've got a few mental health topics I would really, really like to touch on. I'd kind of like to do a part 2 to my postpartum video, and just really make it, I kind of describe the story that I went through with very little, very much so I skimmed over my first hospital delivery with Riley, my oldest daughter, and then I gave the in-depth story of how I felt during my pregnancy with my second daughter, Reagan. And I'd kind of like to go into depth then about how once they were both, they're both born, they're both here, and now how that after effect is, how I've done, how I've coped, where I've went with that, yada yada, kind of tap on it that way instead, because I really just told the story of where I was feeling, some things that I did to get better and to handle it, and then how the feeling went away, the feelings that I had of resentment went away after I had my second daughter. But I was still very depressed, and I'm still dealing with that now because she's still very little. So I would love to do another video on how I kind of bettered that. I'm sorry if this is loud. This is a bumpy back road, as you can kind of tell. We're in the middle of nowhere at the moment, for the most part. I'm going to be turning off in a second, so I apologize. So anyway, those are some of the videos I want to do. The horses, the tattoos, PTSD, a part 2 to the postpartum, kind of like a moving on, the art, art, stuff like that. Just there's a bunch of things I really want to get out there. So I wanted to post this. I believe I have it so people can comment now. I hope it worked. It looks like it did from the last video, so fingers crossed. So I would really like to have that kind of be, I don't know, the theme from here on out, where I can keep it, where we can talk to one another, not the theme, but I want to keep it so you guys can actually talk with me and get a hold of me if you need to. I'm definitely not a huge check social media all the time person, so I apologize if it takes a while to get back to you guys sometimes, but I want to know what ideas out of these, especially what you guys would like to see. Do you want to see something about tattoos or the horses, or whatever. I'm taking my daughters to State Fair, so I kind of wanted to see too if you guys would like a short vlog about that. I'm not super good at editing yet, of course, because it's newer to me, but I would like to be able to take a bunch of clips and do not a vlog of the whole time, because I don't want to be there a long time, but do like a vlog walking around. And I love the animals, the cows and the sheep and the goats and whatever, everything. I love animals so much. So I would love to do something like that, and do a vlog maybe of the family at State Fair, and explain, in a separate video, do a fun vlog and explain in a separate video how events like that affect PTSD and what I kind of do to cope and prepare myself to get ready for an event. So while it's kind of fair season and carnival and festival season for a little longer, I was thinking about doing that. And then we also want to go to the zoo soon, so I was thinking that could be nice too, to film some of us going to the zoo, to have kind of a more laid back approach to things. So I don't know if I want to get up a video on how to prepare for an event before State Fair, or kind of, since it's going to be in a few days, kind of go there first, show you how it can go smoothly and you can have a blast, and then give an update video on, well, here's how I did that and got ready, and then have the zoo video. So, and I'm sorry this video is all over the place. This is literally just me throwing out ideas, and if something catches your eye or your ear and you're like, man, I'd like to see that sooner, comment that right away. There's a few other things too that are a little bit tougher for me to talk about. I struggled with an eating disorder for a very, very long time, more than 10 years. And I feel like it's always kind of a part of you. So, I'm still, I guess, technically struggling with it, but it's just, I'm at a good place right now. I don't want to cut this guy off, so I've got to be quiet for just 1 second, because I'm making a stupid U-turn at the moment, and I want to be as safe as possible. And so you guys know that I've got this on a little stand thing in the middle of my car when it's over on this side, so that's why it's facing this direction, and it works nice. Sometimes I put my hand on it just to keep it steady, but it doesn't distract me from driving or anything like that, so I've got it in a safe setup. It's not like I'm just holding it. I got a hair on my nose, I'm sorry. So I'm not just holding it and, risking something dangerous happening. So, sorry about the distraction. So this is kind of me just tapping on that. I do want to do a video about my eating disorder and where I went to get help for it, how bad it got at different stages in my life, because it did really good a few times, and then it hit a really, really bad low at a few times, and who was supportive, who was not, and how I dealt with that, and how I learned to cope with it, and so forth. So I want to really touch on that in a video as well. And as far as any psychological issues that I personally have, I have really severe depression, PTSD. I was severely anorexic for a long point in my life, which turned into only when people would force me to eat in front of them, I would go and vomit, but I never binged or anything like that. So I would say that wasn't my issue, but if I had to puke, if I did eat something, I would have no problem going and then puking after to make sure I didn't keep those calories down. So that was a serious problem in my life, and I would love to do a video on that and be real about it. And then, the PTSD again is something that's my biggest thing that I have to deal with and cope with. But otherwise, psychologically, those are really the only things that I personally have. And then there's other issues that were around me from like my step parents and my adopted parents or my grandparents are wonderful people, and just kind of the psychological issues though that they had when I was younger. I'd like to tap on some of those and explain what it was like to deal with. They're both wonderful people though. I'm so thankful for having them in my life and them taking me on and raising me. I would like to do a video about what it feels like to have never met, my biological father. And now that I'm, way older, I was in my, mid-late 20s when my biological father really actually came into my life. I've never ever seen him in person, but he added me on Facebook of all things. And like I said, I had never met him. When I was 13, we had talked one time on the phone, and that's it. And then he fell out of my life after that conversation, and we didn't talk again until, like I said, I was in my mid-20s, I believe, is when he recontacted me. He just sent me a friend request. I sent him a message after accepting it, and then we've had maybe 3 message conversations, and that's it. But like I said, in my mid-late 20s, whatever, I accepted that and whatever else. So that was a lot to go through in life. And then having my grandparents, my maternal grandparents, raise me, what that was like. And I have a bunch of siblings on both sides, from everything included. I'm not even sure what step siblings, how many now I would have, but for half siblings, I have 8 younger total. So it's like half and half, pretty much. And they're all some of them are wonderful, sweet people, and then especially on my mother's side, they're a little special. So I'd love to hit on that and how hurtful it can be, and how you get to a point where you know that blood doesn't always make you family. Family doesn't always make you blood. I'd like to talk about that. I'd like to give some advice on how to be alone as well, because I used to have problems like always wanting to be with somebody and help somebody and save somebody, and now I'm okay being alone or single or whatever, and that's okay. So I think a lot of people have that issue where they want a companion. So I'd love to make a video on how to learn to love yourself and be okay kind of being alone and not always being in a relationship. I would just like to share my life experience and where it took me, like how I learned to cope and how I learned to love psychology and to love animals and healing and being myself, really just finding who I am. I just want to share everything with you guys, I guess. Back in my younger years, I was so afraid for anybody to see any vulnerable side of me, anybody to see anything that wasn't locked up and, kept away and whatever. I just wanted it to be very guarded. And now it's like, man, if I would have known someone else felt what I did or went through that and was okay, I would have been so much better off. So I really want to share that, and maybe it'll bore some people and some people won't like it or won't like me, and that's fine. And you're entitled to your opinion, and that's okay. But I really want to put it out there, and I'm sure something will be hurtful or hurt my feelings or make me feel bad along the way, because this is hard to talk about, and everything I've been posting about is hard to talk about. But I really want people to learn, I guess, from my experiences, or just not feel as alone in life. And I'd really like to try to use some of my experience and some of the knowledge from studying and everything that I did as well. I'd like to just share that with people and really try to help in some way. And it helps me to be able to be more open and to be okay with myself, and to know it's okay that I have PTSD, and it's okay that I may be a little different from others, or that I went through something really bad. That it doesn't make me a bad person, and you can get through it, and maybe I can help others from these really bad things that I went through. So I really, really want to do something about that and do a nice video about that, because I care about you guys, and I really want to make a difference in this world. Even if it just helps one person, it was worth it for me then. So I'm excited to really expand this channel more, and I want to do fun topics too. Like I said, maybe just like some interesting games to play with the family, or fun and creative ways to get to know, your siblings that you haven't known your whole life, or to get to know a new partner, or to get closer with your children, whatever. I had so many ideas, and I just kind of wanted to have a chit-chat video, put them all out there, and really just see what you guys thought. And if you'd like to tell me any other video ideas, anything that would help you guys, I would be so happy to take note from that and to do some videos that you guys would like to see. And let me know if you want serious ones. No topics are off limits. If you want more BDSM videos and information on how to be safe and consensual and not dangerous or not in a bad situation with that, I would happily do that. Or anything. Tips on how to deal with peer pressure. You name it. Because I had a hard time with that when I was young. When I was little, I'm a natural redhead. I've got a tint of red to my hair now, but I'm a natural redhead. And when I was little, I had this long curly hair. It was so long that if I sat down, it was like you were fully sitting on it. It was way past my butt. And then, it was just a mess, and I was chubby because I went through puberty real young, like right before I turned 10. And right at 10 is when I officially went through everything, whatever. And I just was chubby and a redhead, and really tall for my age. I'm super short now, but I was like almost my full height. Well, by 10 I was as tall as I am now, and I'm 5'3". So I was super, super tall and chunky for being tall, and a redhead, and a total tomboy who would be out there, and I liked, riding bikes and doing BMX and horses and skateboarding, and nothing girly at all. So I really, had a hard time fitting in, and then felt peer pressure and did a lot of stupid stuff. So I would love to do a video about that, and kind of how I found myself, and how, I don't know, how I just learned to accept who I was and really better myself in that process. So that's something I really want to make a video on soon here. So anyway, I know I've been rambling for a while, but I just really wanted to get on here and talk and look awful and be a mess in the morning, but it helps me. And so thank you guys for listening and making me feel less alone as well, because I want to do the same for you guys and be there for you guys. So I really appreciate y'all, and I hope to really get some good videos out there. I have no problem doing some lighthearted ones as well. Like I said, we could even do which fair games were the most fun. Like, I figured out how to beat all of the basketball games, because again, I'm a tomboy, or was one, so I love playing basketball. And so I can go there, and my older daughter Riley loved it, because we went and I screwed up the first basket, and so they gave us whatever extra shots, and then I got the next 6 in a row, and she was like, "That's so cool, Mommy," and it was a blast. And we could do something lighthearted and fun like that, like how the games are rigged and how to beat them, and how to fail at other ones that I suck at, and whatever else. Nature hikes are always fun. We could do like a walk and talk in nature, or art in nature. I want to go to the beach, and there's also a place really deep in the woods that has a long walkway, and the woods lead out to a beach. I'd like to go there, so if you guys would like me to film some of that, that would be fun. Or vlogging. We have a meteor shower that's coming up soon, so if it's not a storm that day and it's clear and beautiful out, I would love to film that and share that experience with you guys. So I have some fun, lighthearted things too. If that's what you guys would like, I can always throw that in there as well. But I really do want to do a lot of more helpful, deep videos that not a lot of people want to talk about, because it's no fun. It's hard for people, and I think that even though it's hard to open up and talk about that stuff, it makes a difference, and I really want to help out the best that I can. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. Again, sorry this video is all over the place. Comment any, out of what I mentioned, comment the ideas you'd like to see sooner than later, and then if you think of anything just on your own, maybe something that you'd like to see from the fair, or a specific type of tattoo video you want, or a mental health topic. See if, I've experienced something personally with it, like a family member or someone I worked with, or whatever it may be, and how it affected me, or just something you want me to bring light to, anything. Even if it's really heavy, just let me know. And if I feel like it's a video I could help or talk about or make a difference about, then I happily will do it. So I can't wait to hear what you guys would like to see. And like I said, either way, I'm going to get up some new videos real soon. I'm thinking about doing that nice, fun family state fair kind of vlog for sure. So that would be, I think, in 2 days we're going. So I'd probably get that up in 3 days or so. No promises, because if I do like a big complex thing, I'm going to have to putz with the editing. But we'll see. So let me know what you'd like to do, or would like me to do, and I will do my best to do so. Or even if you want a review of YouTubers that help me, that's something I really am thinking about doing. I have certain YouTubers, like Shane Dawson's a good example. I watched him since his first videos came out, and I love him. He's helped me so much in life. So if you want me to do like kind of an update or a video about what YouTubers help me to really find myself and want to do YouTube and everything else, please let me know, because that would actually be meaningful but fun to make. So I would love to do a video like that and kind of thank the people who really helped me, and kind of touch on the YouTubers that made me want to do this and that got me through bad times, and also the newer YouTubers like Danny Gonzalez. I really like those guys who really put me in a good situation, in a good spot, and make me happy now as well as of course I still watch Shane and all of the greats too. But let me know if that's something you guys would like to see, because I would actually really like to do that and kind of give thanks to the ones who need it, and really touch on some new people I like listening to. So I hope you guys have a good day. If any of you have YouTube channels, I would love to check them out. I'm always looking for new content to watch and listen to, so please feel free to share your channels. I would love to check out your videos and subscribe and, see what you guys have going on. So thank you guys again. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe this week.